Hello there folks, and thanks for joining me once again. And today's fly, I'm going to tie you up a fly that one of my followers requested. I posted this fly on Facebook and he asked me to make a video of it. And it's simply a leech pattern that I tie that I use in my local river. So I guess I just call it my river leech. And it's just a fairly simple pattern. It just uses for the tail and body some Arizona semi-seal dubbing in the black and red color. And you can also, I've tied them in the dark brown. You can mix the colors up if you wish as well. Blend some of the dubbing colors, and you don't have to use an orange bead. I have an orange 3mm bead, but I tie them with black as well. And I've tied them with red beads also. So I'm going to tie this one up this time around. So I'll get this guy the vise here, a new fresh hook in rather, and we'll get started. Okay, I have a size 69672 hook here. I've already got my bead on there, so I'm going to lock that in the vise here. Okay, get that situated. Alrighty. Alright, it's in there good and solid. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to put some weight on this guy. I have some 0.15 lead wire here, so I'm just going to put about 8 wraps behind the bead here. Okay, I'll snip off that in there and pull this end off. There we go. Now I'm just gonna bring that around the shank so I get that situated there. Okay, slide those wraps together. Alright, now before I slide that up into the bead, what I like to do is take a little bit of gel glue here, and or you can use Zap-A-Gap if you wish. I just take a little tiny bit there and put a drop there between the lead and the bead, and then I'm going to push that up into the bead. That'll lock that in there nice and tight. Okay, next here I'm going to start our thread, and now I'm using UTC in black in the 140 denier. So I'll start that thread right behind the lead there, build a little dam, and we'll just come up over the lead once and then back down. That super glue will hold that in there nice and tight. And we're going to work back towards the barb there, just about halfway between the point and the barb. And I'll snip off that tag in there. Okay, and now for the tail, what I did is just pull out a small amount of the semi-sealed dubbing. And what you want to do is just keep preening it back and forth. Just keep stacking it until you notice that it's a good strong there. It won't pull apart anymore. Then I'm going to add that in for the tail. Okay. Now the tail I usually like about the length of the hook itself, or the hook shank. So we'll tie that in on top here with a pinch loop. Come down around. Now I'm going to wrap back to above the barb there, so. Okay. There's our tail. Now I'm going to wrap all this here forward. Just going to put a little bit of wax on my thread here. Okay, just going to trim that first there until it's over the lead and start it there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to wrap that down, secure it down really well, just like so. And we'll come back. Don't worry about those pieces all sticking out there. They're going to be blended in with the body anyway. Okay, next I'm going to take and make a dubbing loop for our body, so we'll come around, wrap back towards the front of our tail, and I'll lock that in with a couple of wraps. Okay, now we'll proceed forward. Okay, just behind the bead a ways there. I'm going to hook my dubbing twister on the loop for now and just let it hang. And I'm going to make a half hitch right behind the bead here, just like so. I'm going to rest that thread on the bobbin cradle. I'll bring that around. Okay, we'll rest our thread there. Okay, Now I have some more of the semi-seal here, and I'm gonna, when you fill your loop up, you want to get a fair amount in there because you want a thick body, because we're going to pick it out and brush it out. So you don't want to skimp on the dubbing in the loop for this guy. Alright, so I'm gonna take a little bit more wax and just rub it on the dubbing loop there. A little more beeswax. Okay, now we're gonna fill our dubbing loop. Okay. And we'll just gradually fill that up here. Just like so. Just a little bit more. That should be fine. Because a lot of that will be brushed out once we wrap it on there and that, so it may look like a lot, but okay, now I'm going to spin that loop up. Get that nice and tight there. Alrighty. Now what I'm going to do is just hold on the end here. We're going to use the rotary function and we're going to start that on. Right back towards the tail first. Okay, then we're going to wrap forward. Right up to the bead, folks. I may have got a little bit more on than what I needed this time, but that's okay. That's not a problem. Okay, we're going to tie off right there. So I'm going to get my thread off the dubbing, or excuse me, the bobbin cradle. We're going to tie that off right behind the bead, a couple wraps behind that loop, a couple in front, 2 or 3 around the bead. Come in and snip it off nice and close here. There we go. Okay. It doesn't take much to tie these up. And I'm just going to make a few more thread wraps behind that bead there, just locking that in good. And next what I'm going to do before I do my whip finish is take a little bit of, just a tiny bit of the gel glue once again here before I do my whip finish, and just put it a little bit on the thread, just like so. Then we'll do our whip finish. Four or 5 wraps there. Okay, there we go. And we'll seat that in there nice and tight here in a second. Okay, give that a good pull, make sure it's in there good and tight. Snip off that thread. And it looks pretty messy there right now, but we're going to fix that. First thing we're going to do is I got a little bit of Velcro on a stick, little piece of wooden dowel here, and we're going to start to brush that out first of all. All across, we want to brush it all out here. The back, the front, the whole body here. Actually, I'm going to remove it out of the vise for a second, folks. It's a little easier that way. And just bear with me here. Okay. Just want to make sure you get all the fibers out that you can. Sometimes I even take my bobkin and pick a lot of that out. I'll go all the way to the front of the bead here. Okay. And I'm going to take my needle here and pick some more of that out. Just like so here. Okay. Just as much as you can. So we're going to brush that all back once we're done here. And you can also tie these all black if you wish, if you have black semi-seal. I just like the black and red combo, and sometimes the brown too, with a little red. Okay, now I'm going to take my brush there and brush that all back. Let's see what we got here. Looks good, folks. So just give it a good brushing back there. Don't worry about a few fibers that come out. That doesn't hurt at all. Okay. Okay. That looks pretty good. Yeah. We'll get him back in the vise here. See how he looks. Alrighty. Get him locked back in the vise. Alright, there we have it. Another semi-seal river leech. I'm just going to trim a few of them long fibers off there, sticking out. You don't have to do that, that's just for me. There we go. Shaggier the better. When that gets wet, it's all going to be nice and sleek like a leech once it gets wet in the water. And there we have it. Another semi-seal leech. Pretty simple leech pattern to tie. I'm just going to take a little bit of head cement here and put in around the thread wraps there, around the bead, just a little bit. There we go. We'll go around with a little bit of cement there. Let that soak in. Well, there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and you have the ingredients so you can tie some of these leeches up and give them a try. I've definitely caught fish on them over the years, and always have. I'm working on a box full right now. Matter of fact, I'm restocking my leech box for next season. So anyway, that's how it's put together. It's pretty simple, not complicated. What takes the most timing is brushing and picking it out. So get all them fibers picked out there and then brush it back. So I want to thank you all for watching once again, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you'd like to, hit the good old subscribe button there to see more videos, and the little bell so you know when I put a new one out. And throw in a like too if you wish. The more likes I get, the better it helps my channel out. And if you have any comments, put them down below. I read all your comments. Appreciate those as well. So like I always say, happy tying out there. And until next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon. So long for now.